Hello everybody, my name is Trevor Henke. I am the Vice President of International Sales for Middleby Marshall. Today we're going to talk about cleaning your Middleby Marshall oven. We're going to focus specifically on the X55, but this will typically apply to all of our medium and large ovens. Okay, so the process is a daily, a weekly, and a monthly cleaning. Daily, it's simply wiping down the front with a mild detergent, soft rag, making sure that you get any buildup or anything on the window, on the steel, on the top and so forth, even the control boxes. You want to make sure that that's all clean and nice. One of the things we also recommend is cleaning off the conveyor belt, right? Because you're going to get some buildup and so forth on that. So as the conveyor belt is still running, you can use a stiff wire brush and just simply scrape all of the buildup off of it, and then that'll actually land on the crumb tray. And part of the daily cleaning of that is simply sliding the crumb tray out, taking it to a big wash tub or a big sink, and cleaning it off with detergent, soap and water also. Okay. So those are mainly the things that you want to do, as well as there's a filter on the back side here that you can clean with the crumb tray in your sink with just some soap and water. Okay, nice and easy. So, getting into the more advanced, typically it depends on what type of, how busy your oven has been, determines how often you need to actually clean the fingers. Okay, so when it comes to cleaning the fingers, it's a much more manual process here. So the first step that we need to do is actually remove our chain guard, and we have two flathead screws here. For the convenience of time, I've already taken loosening them up. I'm going to put some gloves on here real quick just so we can. So we're gonna push the conveyor belt in a little bit just so that we can get to the bottom end plug down here. So basically what we do is we lift the conveyor up and slide it up. And then that allows us to remove our chain. Okay? So you can take it and push this in a little bit further. Okay? And then that gives us access to the bottom end plug and a little bit easier access to the top. We'll remove the nuts from the bolts here to remove the eyebrow, and this is the end plug. So we'll take both of those out. So now what that does is that actually exposes the inside so we can get into the fingers here and remove those. So we have a little blank plate here that we take out and remove. So this is what they call the finger, okay? There are three components to this. One is the outer plate. The second is the inner plate, okay? And then the third is the manifold, all right? All right, so basically when it comes to cleaning these, you're going to want to make sure that you're removing any buildup on them. You can use the wire brush on some of these to clean off any debris, chemicals, nothing that's too corrosive. You want to make sure you're careful with that, but you need to clean off the top of these also to make sure that, and then make sure that the holes are free of debris as well, because that will affect the cook of your product if these are all plugged up. So reassembling is basically, it's the same as taking it apart. So we have our inner plate. What we want to make sure of is that we have this lip that actually lines up, okay? And that everything is nice and tight, there's no big gaps in it. Our outer plate will just basically slide back in. You also want to make sure that there's no gaps at the top or at the bottom, because that will affect how your product is cooked as well. So once done, we will back in the oven. making sure that there are no gaps inside as well, okay, because everything needs to be butted up together. We'll put our blank plate back in. And as you can see, this all lines up, right? So there's no spaces and no gaps in there. Okay. The bottom is the same. It's basically removing the end plug and then taking out the finger just the same as you did in the top. Now, as you can see on the X55, our fingers are quite a bit larger, and they consist of the same components: your outer plate, your inner plate, and your manifold. Each one of these components is actually numbered, and each finger configuration is documented so that these actually go back together. You need to make sure that you look at your finger configuration to ensure that each of these components match up, okay? So we will take this and put this back in. And we will put our end plugs back on. And you have to be kind of careful when you put these nuts back on, because if you put them too tight, as the metal heats up, expands, and contracts, these will actually become difficult to take off. So just a little bit finger tight, and you should be good to go. Okay? So next what we'll do is we will actually go ahead and show you how to take the conveyor out. So in order to take the conveyor out, it is strongly recommended that you have a friend. So Joe is actually going to help me do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull it. He's going to have to lift up on his side. And what you'll notice, the convenience of the Middleby Marshall ovens, is they are hinged. So you have two hinges on the X55 ovens. So we'll pull this out. You can fold it, pull it out the rest of the way, and then fold it one more time, and then you and your team member can carry it to get it power washed. If you have a large sink or a basin of some kind that this would fit in, you could do a stiff brush with some detergent on it. But we strongly recommend you don't keep it outside in the back alley so the Pepsi truck can run over it. So we're going to go ahead and just put it back in now, so that there we go. What you'll see is it'll actually kind of clamp in, it'll fall down, and it'll set itself into place. So we basically just lift it up, push it in. Now, in order to get the chain back on, what we want to do is we want to have it pushed in just a little bit, so you're close to the chain, and then you can put the chain on your sprockets. Okay, and then simply pull it out. And as I said, it'll actually set itself into place and rest flat, and you're good to go there. Okay, we put our end plug back on with our eyebrows. What you want to make sure of is when you put these back on, when you put these eyebrows back on, they're at a height so that it just clears, the tallest product that you have will clear it. Because what happens is if you get it too high, if you keep it too high, you get a little bit of heat loss out of that, and you want to make sure that you're keeping as much heat inside the oven as you possibly can. Okay. So we'll get these nice and tight, put our chain guard back on. And you have successfully dismantled and disassembled and reassembled your Middleby Marshall X55 oven. So thank you for your time. Please, if there's any questions you have, contact our technical service, a salesperson. We'd be happy to assist you. So thank you very much.